Hey there, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute. Life has happened. I moved. So I'm in a completely different space now and I'm trying to figure it out. Because right now I have like all the same stuff that I had previously, except it's only my stuff in this room now. And I don't like my bookshelf. It's too small. So I'm going to be redoing everything that I just did in this room that I just moved into and putting up some new shelves. I got basically Target's version of the Billy bookcase, the cheap one, low stakes. But I also want to work on my virtual database of like my virtual library database of books that I own. I very easily pulled all of the ebooks that I have that you can get like every book that's in your Kindle library really easily with like a code. So I have that and I just didn't have a chance to go through and do each individual title while I was working on packing, nor did I have the interest in doing it while I was unpacking because there was only so much time in a day. However, I think if I'm gonna put bookshelves up, I can organize my books in a way that makes it easier to do that because right now I have double layers of books, which is not convenient for getting the books or knowing what you have on the shelf. That's the plan. Build new shelves, reorganize this room, update my database because it's cute. It's a really cute library, like virtual library. And I'm not using it effectively to its full potential. So my initial game plan is I have to get all of the books off of this bookshelf. And I also have to move this like black storage thing onto this side of my desk and also move all of the stuff that's on this side of my desk further over and then move my desk that way so that all of this can fit. So it's gonna be a lot of like musical chairs right now. I kind of am hoping that I can just get this storage unit out past the bookshelf and not have to move the bookshelf just yet because that feels like a lot to do to have to find somewhere to put all of the books while I'm moving things. So I'm hoping that they can just live there. I think I'm gonna start in this corner because it feels like it's gonna be less work. I have a whole bunch of instruments that I'm going to hang probably on that wall since I'm moving things on these walls. But for now, they are still living in their cases. Yeah, that was in fact the easier option. Do you think this is gonna be better in the long run? Because right now where my desk is, like where the leg is, I've got a power strip connected to it, but it's so far away from the outlet that it's like pulling, and I think moving it over this way will end up making it more functional in the grand scheme of things. I think I just put my desk down and I'm gonna have to immediately pull it back up. But it did make sense. It did for the grand scheme of things. It made sense for me to lower it to get the stuff off the top, and now I have to raise it to get the things through the bottom. Huzzah. I don't do this style of vlog because it's really stressful. And it's really stressful because I have to move the camera before I do something. And then I have to hope that the camera is gonna be in like a good spot for what I'm doing, but I also have to do the thing that I'm doing. So it's just all over the place, all kinds of stuff going on. And the lighting changes because I can't really set up my lights in here while I am moving furniture. Okay. Ow. So this bad boy is on wheels. The cabinet is on wheels, but it is just totally full. So maybe I take the drawers out and see if that works. It's out. So now I gotta put enough stuff back onto this and into this cabinet, like the drawers, so that I can use the space to build the shelves, because the shelves need to be built before you can put stuff on them, which is a crazy concept. I love putting together furniture, so this will not be like a crazy thing. Some very low stakes for moving this cabinet in comparison to building the shelves. Bookshelf 1. I have 2 of these. I'm gonna put together one on camera in a time lapse. I've already done it one time. My partner has the same ones. Can you get out of my face, sir? We need to take a rusty break. Hi. We needed to take a rusty break. I've already built 2 sets of these same shelves for my partner. I'm gonna, I guess, pet Rusty for a minute because he needs some attention. And then I'm gonna put together this bookshelf. No way. You're in the way. You're very cute. Rusty's afraid of boxes, so I'm curious what here will be his end. We got one. That took like 40 minutes. I'm very warm now. But I'll see you in a second. I'm gonna shove this in the corner and build the other one. It has been slightly over an hour. I think I need to brainstorm a little bit about what I actually want to do, where I want the shelves to live. So I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we'll start putting books onto shelves, and they will be where they will be in the long run. I think she's crooked. She's crooked. I need a level. Oh boy, she's crooked. Oh no. Can I fix that? Oh no. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing books until tomorrow because I gotta figure out why this is crooked. Oh, she's so crooked. Hang on. Is it the carpet? No. She's crooked. Well, shoot. Good morning. I have a plan. I also got this to be level, so we are good to go. I think I might keep the little bookshelf. I'm not positive yet. I'm not positive if I'm going to keep it, but I think if I switch the tall one to go into this middle section and then have this closer to the window, it might be like cute. So I'm also thinking that this one closer to the corner, I'm gonna do big stuff on it rather than like bookshelves, because I've got all of this like decor stuff that's on top of my bookshelf, and then other things that I have nowhere to put that I would like to be somewhere. And I don't love how the Target bookshelves are designed to be set up. They're designed to be a 5-shelf bookshelf. And that leads to like weird gapping because you split it directly in the middle. So you have like these really big shelves and then like these more book-sized shelves depending on where you want to put them. And I think I don't want to do that. I think I'll take one of the shelves from this one and have that just be those wide, very spaced apart shelves and do that for more like decor, and like my gumball machine can go over there and have stuff on that one, and then have this one have 6 shelves, because I'll take that extra shelf from the other bookshelf and then that'll actually be like spaced out effectively for books. So now I have to take all of the books off of this and then move my bookshelves around and put those shelves in. So let's hop into another time lapse. Okay, so here's Rusty. He's being really cute, so you needed to see him, but I've got all of my books in like genre stacks. I have some space. So I have like a little gap in the corner over here that you can't see past the desk. And then I have obviously a gap here. And I have a tiny gap right here. So there's a world, in theory, that I can move everything further this way, or I can move everything further this way and have like this shelf be directly in line with the window, which is where it is right now, and go from there. I guess I'm gonna scoot these around a little bit, but I think, gonna change the angle because I don't like how this camera is set up. I think I need to get rid of the little shelf. Yeah, the little shelf is done. She's had a good run. I am completely losing an outlet by putting those bookshelves there, but I think it looks the best for the time being, especially with like, I have to move the desk over. So let's put some books on this. Nobody's ever told you that putting a bookshelf together from the store is manual labor. It is. And I want you to know that. It feels like it should be able to be evenly spaced, and it's just not doing what I need it to do. It's not giving what I need it to get. And that's immensely frustrating. Somehow it feels like this big shelf is gonna be the easier one, so I'm just gonna start there. My grandma also gave me some family heirloom teacups, which I think is gonna be so cute on the shelf. I just am gonna figure out where the other stuff that I'm putting on the shelf is gonna go. I think that's all of the like decoration stuff that I want to put on the shelf for now. So let's put notebooks and binders and big stuff on the bottom here. Typewriter's going in. A, because I don't use it anywhere near as often as I probably would like to. And B, because I think it'll act as a good bookend. Maybe if it's on this end, that would be better. It's an ugly shelf, and I think I'm just gonna have to live with that. Sometimes your shelves are ugly. That's why you put the ugly stuff on the bottom. These are my old bullet journals. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. And obviously it's 2024 right now, which I actually think is going to be pretty cute in the long run because I had a green notebook for 2024. It's like it's a different type of notebook. It's lighter green. And then I also got, where'd it go? I literally just had it. What? And then I also got this pink notebook for 2025 at a used bookstore near me that sells like brand new notebooks that people didn't want. And it's basically like almost the exact same thing as this one. So it's gonna go green, pink, and I love that. That's adorable. And obviously I've got room to grow because these can always go vertical because I've got so much space. Or I can get another shelf. In theory, I can always get another shelf. The easy one is done. Now I gotta figure out how I want to organize the books on the bookshelf. Because I don't have to do 2 layers of books now, which is so exciting and also kind of stressful because all of my books are going to be outward facing now. I may have like the ideal... You big stretch. Precious guy. So small. I may have like a reader's dream problem, which will be not great for my wallet. However, used books exist and used books are great. Got nothing against used books. I may have too much shelf and not enough book and not enough stuff that I want to put on my shelves. So that's dope. I probably only needed 1 of these bookshelves, but I thought it would look better with 2 because I think 1 tall bookshelf by itself looks sad and lonely unless it's like perfectly exactly in the right space. So I don't know I don't know how I want to do this. I do know that my theater books have to go on either this shelf, or this shelf because I have the Hamilton book like a nerd. I probably saw I also have the Hamilton music book like a nerd. It has to go on one of the shelves that it fits on, and I don't think I want it on the top, which it would also fit on the very top. So I'm thinking maybe this shelf just to like have it started. I don't have very many theater books either, unless I put playwriting books with the plays. Like this right here, this little stack is all of the plays that I own. And I think maybe I'll start collecting more. Not having a playwriting instructor to tell me what I should be reading doesn't lead to me buying plays so much as I just want to see a play. I do have a constant interest in plays as they are a big part of my life. So I just have this little stack, and this little stack, A, is not going to stand up when put on the shelf. It's just gonna fall over. Unless it doesn't. It'd be really cool if it doesn't. Oh my gosh, it didn't. Great. So I have to come up with what else to put on the shelf or not. I could put like memorabilia of plays that I've been in, because I do have like three things that were props that weren't needed for any other play because they were very much distinctly designed for that play from my college days. But that's that shelf for now. I kind of feel like I should stack them vertically. Is that better? I should probably do it like small to large or large to small, which would probably make it A, more stable, and B, more appealing visually. I guess I could do classics maybe here. I don't know what to put on the bottom shelf because that feels like I'm being mean to it. Maybe books that I want to be mean to should go on the bottom shelf. Books that I had that I either want to talk about at some point or have talked about and don't stand for it anymore. It's gonna have to be like that because I don't have very many books that I don't agree with, but putting them on the bottom does feel the most appropriate. Gosh, I've got too much space. I've got too much space and not enough book. Who is she? I've never had too much space for books. I've always been cramming my books into like the most inconvenient location. All right, I'm just gonna commit and I'm just gonna do whatever feels right. And then from there, I'll probably end up changing it all the time because that's who I am, because there's not like a functional reason why it has to go a certain way. Like on the little bookshelf that I had, it had to go a certain way because that was the only way it would fit and like be navigationable. But if I can see all of the books, if I can see all of the titles, there's no functional way for me to require how to put it on to the shelves, given the fact that it's fine. It's totally manageable. Yeah, so let's go, I guess. Let's do it. Why not? Whatever. We'll figure it out. These are all books that I've been in story studies. That's a bookshelf. I don't know if I love it or if I hate it or if it's just fine. So I guess I should finish putting the room together because I have to move the desk over. Then I have to turn that cabinet back and then we can see a like final after. Okay, it's a little messy, a little bit messy, disorganized. So I'm gonna tidy up and then we'll do a final pass through. And then I'll show you guys how I'm gonna do my database for my physical books. Cause I need my computer for that and it's been unplugged this whole time. So. So that is the current temporary final product. I actually really like it. I did push all of these books on the top couple of shelves back because I noticed that the shelf was like leaning forward a little bit and the idea of it falling down is terrifying to me. So I didn't want that. But I do have these like wall brackets that you put into the wall and then you screw into the shelf to keep it flat against the wall so that it doesn't fall over. That is the main reason I didn't put any of my family heirloom teacups on this thing. That and I want to get like display boxes for them so I don't have to dust them. But the like amount of wiggle that this shelf has is terrifying. So those books are going to be pushed to the back until I get this screwed in and supported against the wall. Because I hate that. I hate that a lot. So until these are supported against the wall, the books are back. And we are going to hop in to my virtual database so I can show you what I did there. If you want to steal it, you're welcome to. So this is my virtual library. She's so cute. So cute. I love it. I designed this banner in Canva, and I made it for this particular length, but then I realized I wanted like a little bit more space. These are all of the books that I have as digital copies, at least. These are the books that I have on my Kindle because most of them. I did add a couple of physical books when I thought about it. They're currently sorted by read versus not read, and then the not read section should be mostly sorted by genre, which is awesome because I've been collecting ebooks. I've been collecting them. I'm like, oh, I want to read this book at some point in my life. And then I put them into this document and have them as like an option. I have been adding as I go more books to the bottom of this document and that I haven't read that I just recently got. And I do this by using a form. This is like the worst formatting possible for this document. And I did that on purpose because I didn't want it to be like a whole thing. So when I copy and paste this section into this, it formats it the way that I want it to. So I guess now that I can see all of my books, I can go to my virtual library additions form, which goes into this page. And then I can copy and paste those responses into this lovely little formatted document. And once it's formatted, then I have the opportunity to use like a random number generator. If I wanted to choose something that I have access to, I have the like ebook, or I have a physical copy of it, or my partner has a physical copy of it because I think I'm allowed to read his books. I can go to this document and do like a random number generator. You can filter out the books that you've read and haven't read, or didn't finish specifically, filter those out. And then you can sort in alphabetical order to get different genres in different sections. I think it's already sorted that way. So all of these are more specific to what they are. and that genre. So then we've got 115 to 457 books that I have not read. Wild. Absolutely wild. So that I can also then later on, I can sort, I don't want to read an ebook, I want to read a physical book. So I have one paperback, maybe two in this document right now. Oh, I have three paperbacks in this document right now. So I could sort by like, I want to read a physical book, I want to read an ebook. I also have a Chirp account now, which gives you like discounts on audiobooks. I generally lean more towards the library for audiobooks, but if there is something that like I want to read and my partner wants to read, he generally wants to like listen and look at the same time because it helps him focus. And he also drives for work. So if we want to buddy read something, we're going to have it as an audiobook, and instant gratification is nice sometimes. So if we buy audiobooks, I can add them here too, as like these are audiobooks that I own. The way that I add my books to the spreadsheet is actually through this Google form. And the Google form goes straight into the spreadsheet. I just copy and paste it so that it stays formatted. So let me just reset this right quick. Okay, so that is back to its standard. And I'm just gonna look over at the first book that I see, which is The Last She, which I do have a video on, and I did do an one-on-one interview with H.J. Nelson, the author. So if you wanted to check those out, it happened to just be the first book that I caught my eye on. So that is a hardcover book. I have read it, but it is on my shelf. I do own it. Author is H.J. Nelson. So this is formatted funny. These questions are formatted weird because it's like gender, yes or no, or true or false. And that is because when you populate the word true or false in this form, when you paste it into the formatting of my virtual library, you get checkboxes. So this checkbox, when I click on it, it says true as its actual contents. And that's why I have these weird questions. So generally when I don't know the author, I'll go to the books page on Goodreads and I will look into the bio for pronouns specifically. And sometimes you have to do a little bit more digging because sometimes authors have a first person bio, which is not super common actually. So when you get those, you kind of have to do a little bit more digging to find articles or anything where people are referring to them or where they have a bio that's written in third person, because generally that's like the standard is to have like, oh, Sammi Shane is an author who writes from this area. She also runs a YouTube channel and she does these things. So that's just sort of like a part of things. But I've spoken to Hannah and I know it is a fiction book. It is not a nonfiction book. So here's where we hop into Goodreads. I go to Goodreads. This is just the source that I've been going to for the ratings, for my average rating, which sometimes helps for like, I want to read a book that people really like, or I want to read a book that maybe needs like some attention. I want to read a book that I'm going to learn something out of. 3.85. So that is that section. The genre is sci-fi, mainly. Dystopian. Notes, I don't really have any. I've got this collection section because on my Kindle, I put these books into collections. So I'm just going to pop it into red and have it there because it's not going to be in any of these collections because those are virtual. And it is part of the Last She, and it is number 1. So then I'm going to hit submit. So I will be doing this for all of the physical books on my shelf. I'm not going to make you watch that, but I will show you like this step in the direction. So it's here. This wasn't here before. And we have like all of this content is in here and it doesn't look it's not legible. It's not legible at all. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to hit this check mark so that I know that it's already been added to this section. So I'm going to hit copy And then I'm gonna pop over here and I'm going to paste. Oop, I'm gonna paste without formatting, specifically. So now that's on here and it's all nice and formatted. If you want like a way to make your own digital library, I can make a separate video on doing this particular thing. If you know a lot about Google Sheets, I'm sure just like looking at what I have, it's probably pretty easy to pull apart. I spend a lot of time on Google Sheets, big part of my job, and I just keep learning more and more things. So now I'm using it for myself for fun. I also use it for keeping track of the books that I've read and like the very specific, the system that I use for rating. So if you wanted to know like what's going on in all of the tabs on this particular document, I would be happy to share. But for now, I think that's what I've got. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me as I made this adorable background. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. It'll be interesting to see how it grows and changes as I have the space for it to grow and change. And I'm really excited to be back. I've got some really cool things being cooked up right now for the future of this channel. And I am really looking forward to letting you guys know what's coming next. There is one more video that I filmed at my previous apartment. So you're gonna see this video. I'm gonna have more fun editing this video than the other one, and then that one is going to come up, and that's a story study video from a while ago. It's been a long time since I filmed that particular video, but I'm really looking forward to having more of this kind of style of video where it's not necessarily like me sitting down and telling you things, but more of like a experience things together kind of situation. I'm gonna go fill out this form a whole bunch of times for all of those books that are just so pretty behind me. So I will see you guys next time.